So what's going on, trading family? So let's dive deep into the latest Federal Reserve rate decision. But we're also going to talk about how you could have took advantage of those opportunities with really good trades. Also, we're going to talk about what to expect moving forward. So when you pay attention to economic data, you will know exactly why and how to take advantage of that opportunity. So first thing, why did the Federal Reserve cut rates by 50 basis points? It was a surprise to me. It was most likely a surprise to everybody. Do you agree with the 50 basis point cut? I want to know in the comments. Just let me know your thoughts because it kind of seemed like if he would have did 25 or 50 or even pause, people would have had their own opinion regardless on what's going to happen. But I really was expecting a 25 just because of how growth was acting overall for the past few months regarding the economy, right? Growth was rising, job numbers was extremely strong. But he used that as one of the reasons to help him confirm doing a 50 basis point cut, along with looking at inflation growth. If you look at the chart of inflation for the past year, it's been declining significantly. So that gave them the confidence that inflation is going to hit their target goal of 2% pretty fast. So instead of leaving rates the same every single meeting, they don't want to cause more strain in the economy, right? So instead of doing that, they rather just start cutting the cycle right now, which also gave us those opportunities to take advantage of a weaker dollar, right? So that's what we did live on our trading call. When we saw that they cut rates by 50 basis points, that was the signal to start selling the dollar. I took advantage of USD JPY sells. Let me know what you guys took advantage of over that live call. But these are the opportunities you look for when you trade rate decisions. You have to understand if they make this decision, how would the market react? If they make the other decision, how would the market react? In this scenario, if they cut rates by 50 basis points, right, we had to understand why afterwards. So once they gave out that announcement, 50 basis point cuts, we have to wait for the press conference in order for Jerome Powell to just confirm why they made that decision. So during the press conference, that's where he gave us those ideas about the labor market and growth, okay? So usually we used to think that higher growth, higher job numbers will contribute to higher inflation. But what he announced was job numbers, they're not looking at that to contribute to inflation. Now they're paying attention to that of how it affects growth, which was interesting because now if we start seeing weaker job numbers, now we know what that means, right? Just take a look at the charts. If you look at the DXY chart, you could just see that it gave us that bearish move once they gave us that 50 basis point cut. Look at USD JPY, how it sold off. This is one of my favorite pairs to take advantage of during these rate decisions because the yields carry the dollar, right? And then the yen does the opposite of the dollar and the yields. So making USD JPY one of my favorite pairs to take advantage of over these rate decisions, because even at this chart right here, you can see how the yen was actually gaining strength against the dollar. But this was really good for those scalp opportunities. Was it good for swing trades? Probably not, because we had to pay attention to the statement. What I grabbed actually from the press conference, what we needed to hold on to swing trades on sells. We needed Jerome Powell to actually confirm more additional aggressive rate cuts in the future. Are there going to be more 50 basis point cuts, right? I really didn't believe he could actually convince the markets that. This was one of the reasons why I took advantage of those sell scalps on USJPY. And the week after, we was looking for actual dollar strength because we was anticipating those reversals. But these are the type of things we go over in the private group just because we like to get a big grasp overall of fundamentals. And this is what really helps us stay in the trades longer or is take advantage of actual scalps in the markets. Now, I know some of you guys like to trade equities. Like, where are my US 30 traders at? Do you trade NASDAQ, S&P? Let me know in the comments which ones do you actually trade. So I've been a buyer for US equities for the longest time. The reason is we've been anticipating rate cuts for the whole entire year. Cutting rates is actually supportive for US stocks, right? Also, Jerome Powell is confirming to us as well, even though we're tracking data, growth data, PMI, GDP, labor markets, right? Non-farm payroll. Everything has been signaling strong growth for the US. So what is that really good for? That's good for stocks, right? So there's no reason that we had to sell equities, even if we get a total surprise that comes out. We're really not seeing bad growth. This is why we've been taking advantage of really good buy opportunities this whole year in US equities. So now let's lean towards what to expect moving forward. If we want to see the Feds confirm aggressive rate cuts, like another 50 for an example, what do we need to see? Weaker inflation numbers, weaker growth numbers, right? Like GDP, PMI, weaker job numbers like NFP, like unemployment, right? Every week, jobless claims. If we get a continuation of job data decelerating, this will be those reasons to start anticipating more of a weaker dollar. So this will really help you guys if you start trading economic data events. This is what you look for to actually take advantage of the USD currency. So what do we look for now to take advantage of a stronger dollar, right? So we want to take advantage of stronger growth data. Imagine if we get a higher inflation print, right? Imagine that. That can contribute to a stronger dollar, right? But we need to see a really high print in order for them. They probably won't change anything, but a very high print, it definitely will start giving those dollar buys to start coming in, right? So those are the things that you pay attention to just to take advantage of the dollar, right? So these are tips that should help you in your trading career. And if you really like this video, let me know in the comments and I'll drop more for you. Have a good one.